Hi, my name is Margot Hill, and my presentation today is on selection tools for a public library music collection. We're going to start off with what exactly makes up a music collection. Um, different libraries might have different looking music collections. They could have different formats, different genres. In this case, formats we'll be looking at are sound recordings, primarily compact disc. I know today some libraries use online streaming services. For the sake of this presentation, we'll just be sticking to compact discs. In addition, we will also be looking at printed music, scores and libretti. Of those formats, they'll be covering a wide range of genres: classical, pop, country, jazz, many more. For a public library music collection, the collection itself will not be generally comprehensive like an academic music library, but it'll be very broad in order to sort of fulfill the needs of the user community. So the way we have it organized, I'll be looking at selection tools for news and reviews, new releases, lists and awards, and then finally publishers' catalogs. Okay, so for news and reviews, unfortunately you're not going to find that one news and review source that covers all genres, all formats. It's just not going to happen. So I've tried to pick perhaps some of the most useful review sites covering as many of those genres as I could without making this an hour long. First of all, Gramophone magazine is a UK magazine. It was established in 1923. It's monthly, and it is entirely classical music reviews. And it's, although they do some live performances, it's primarily sound recordings. And in fact, in the back of each issue is an entire index of all the reviews in that month's issue. If you don't feel like wading through all of that information, however, there are two columns that are very helpful. The editor's choice, which lists, I'd say, about 15 or so recommendations. They're not necessarily reviews, they're recommendations, and as well as a specialist guide, which is sort of, it's thematic, it's perhaps a little esoteric, really good for retrospective collecting. In addition to the magazine, Gramophone also makes the classical music guide, which is, I have found to be an invaluable tool. This is actually our copy at the library that I work at. As you can see, over 3,000 reviews. In that particular year, 2012, they added 400 just in that year alone. This particular guide, it's not a comprehensive guide. What they strive to do is choose the best recordings, and also give you perhaps some alternatives to those best recordings. In addition, it also provides a suggested basic library of sound recordings, notable recordings of that particular year, and it also provides complete artist indexes in the back. So not only is this a great tool for selection, it's also a wonderful tool for deselection. If you find over time that perhaps you have too many iterations of Beethoven's Ninth, well, which one do we weed out? This is a great resource to consult on that. Next, we also have the New York Times music section. It includes popular and classical music, as well as perhaps some of the the live performances going on in the New York area. The classical music section in particular is well regarded for the reviews. Next we have Metacritic.com, which is it's very different. It's a music review aggregator, and here we have a screenshot of that. It was started, I believe, in 1999 by 3 attorneys who just wanted to find information on entertainment, and in particular, good entertainment. So what they do is they cull a variety of different reviews, critical reviews and user reviews, although they keep them separate. They sort of, plug them into their algorithm and spit out what they call the Metascore. It's a weighted average. And in that case, if there's a Rolling Stone review, it'll probably be weighted heavier than something from maybe the AV Club, or in this case, Drowned in Sound. In which case, I have found this to be actually quite valuable and easy and quick to use. And of course, it keeps all those reviews in one environment, and that way you're not leaping from review source to review source to review source. Very simple to use. Next, we have, actually from Baker & Taylor, at least I found it from Baker & Taylor, is the CD Hot List, which is, like I said, is discoverable from the Baker & Taylor website. It's a blog, and here I've got a screenshot, or part of a screenshot of that particular site. It's a blog written by librarians for librarians. And in particular, Rick Anderson, who I would say is the editor of this site. He's the Associate Dean for Scholarly Resources and Collections at the University of Utah Library. This particular blog encompasses a wide range of genres. And you can, and it's not review. Let's be very clear about this. This is not a review site. This is a recommendation site. So everything that they put up on this blog is highly recommended. So it's a fantastic resource for filling out your collection. In addition, if you can see on the right-hand side there, they keep archives of their recommendations. Again, for retrospective collecting, for filling in gaps, it's a wonderful tool. In addition, news, got to stay up on the industry, so you probably want to reference some periodicals. In this case, here's 3 of them: Pitchfork, Rolling Stone, and Spin. Just like in publishing, in other industries, you got to stay up on the trends and issues, and these are helpful as well. Next, we move into new releases. I find, especially with music, your users want to have the new releases as soon as possible. So you need to know what's coming up as well as being released that week. So one of the sites that's quite good is Amazon, and we can take a look at that now. You can see on the left-hand side, they also split it up by genre, which is nice. It's tough to find a really good site for new releases of children's music, and I have found that Amazon is quite good at that. In addition, you can see they have a wide range of genres. They separate out rock and hip-hop and hard rock and metal. In addition, you can see at the bottom, they go out almost 2 months in advance. So if like I do, I tend to put together perhaps for the month a calendar of what's going to be coming out and what you need to sort of stay abreast of in terms of releases. This is a great tool for that. In addition, WFMT, Chicago's only classical music station, one of their hosts and producers, let's see, Lisa Flynn, she keeps a weekly blog of new classical music releases. It's lightly annotated, mainly with information about the sound recording itself. Not really a review, but it does keep you informed about some of the new releases from week to week, which is nice. Next, allmusic.com. They have as part of their site, it's the new releases roundup. And again, it's a weekly listing of new releases in a variety of different genres. As part of, I've put it here in new releases, but it's also, I think, a good idea to stay current with performances, shows that are going on in your local area. In this case, Lyric Opera, Ravinia. You'll definitely have patrons asking for those materials. Lyric Opera puts out libretti as well as commentaries, lyric opera commentaries, which are very helpful, especially, if you have patrons going to the opera and they want to know more about that particular piece before they go. Again, Ravinia, patrons just, sometimes they just want to hear the music before they go. Next, we move into lists and awards. Earlier, I did talk about Gramophone Magazine and its classical music guide. Their website, gramophone.co.uk, I find has a helpful, what I would call retrospective collecting list. You can see on the right-hand side there, top tens. Bach recordings, piano concertos, modern classics. It's a great way to fill in gaps in the collection. Through those links, you do have access to the older reviews on the site, which is nice. You can see on the left the latest reviews. Unfortunately, on the website, in order to access those, you will need to be a subscriber. Moving on, Billboard, iTunes, and Radio Disney are top sellers for a wide range of genres. Radio Disney, obviously, preteen, teen music. I know that as I get older, it's tougher to stay abreast of the younger music coming out. So Radio Disney is a good way to do that. In addition, award shows, Grammys, Tonys. Recently, they just had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions. These are all wonderful tools to fill in, like I said, a lot of gaps, retrospective collecting. Moving on to scores and libretti. In a public library collection, you're probably not going to be dealing with the same kinds of scores that you would in an academic library, meaning that you're probably not going to be finding study scores, conductor scores, scores with multiple parts in them. Mainly probably dealing with piano and vocal scores, which are piano reductions with vocal. And these particular catalogs really do specialize in those. Looking at the Hal Leonard Corporation catalog, it's absolutely huge, and probably it is the largest music print publisher. They've been around for over 60 years and are actually headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's nice about this website is, as you can see at the top, it is browsable by category, but they also have a really good search feature. You can see that you can even search by song title only. And their advanced search goes on to include many limiters such as level, instrument, you can really drill down your search. It's nice. In addition, you have Dover Publishing. They were founded in 1941, and although they do publish more than just scores, they do specialize in authoritative editions of print music, in particular for performers, students, and teachers. So if you can't find it on Hal Leonard, Dover is a great source as well. And then Alfred Music is, I think, the world's leading, yeah, they are the world's leading publisher of educational music. So dealing with all sorts of difficulty levels, going also from educational music materials for children through adult. And then lastly, I do want to mention the association related to this particular specialization for libraries, and that is the Music Library Association. They were founded in, 1931, and they promote the growth and use of music libraries. They encourage the collection of music and music literature in libraries. And they also promote the profession of music librarianship with a membership. A student membership does cost, I think, around $60. You do get access to their listserv, as well as their journal notes, which is highly regarded and does include some reviews. It's a wonderful resource, especially if you are considering going into music librarianship. Okay, so that's my presentation. It was a wide range of materials, and hopefully it wasn't too overwhelming. But if you do have any questions, please do contact me. Thank you very much.